Okay, so today is the day we're going to find out whether spending £4,000 or so of your hard-earned cash to buy a little MX5 and then follow the guide that I've done here on YouTube and slap a supercharger on it is a worthwhile thing to do. I'm really looking forward to this. I know you guys have been waiting for the test drive. We're going to do it today. We're going to see if it rips. So before we take it on this little test drive, I just want to update you guys on some of the changes I've had to do. I'm going to do a proper episode on this, but I know everyone just wants to see this thing up and running. So I'm going to do this video now and then show you what I've had to change regarding the setup. It was nothing mechanically wrong with it, but long story short, it was just the noise. The supercharger whine was so loud, especially since I want to use this as a daily driver. You know, if you were using it as a track car, you probably wouldn't mind it. If you were deaf, you wouldn't mind it, but it was just too loud, the whine. So basically I've fitted a second throttle body to this car since you last saw it, so it's quietened it down a lot. Like I say, next episode I'm going to go into that in detail and show you what I've done and the prices involved in doing that as well. So today, like I say, let's just get it out on the road and give it a rip. Right, let's do this. So since you last saw it, obviously it has been fully tuned. It's been remote tuned by Alex Hickson, who I have mentioned in a previous episode. He has been super helpful with this. It's been a real education, sort of speaking to Alex and getting some knowledge off him. And he's been super supportive of me because obviously I've had to change the setup somewhat, and he's just said, you know what, don't worry about it, take your time, change the setup, and then we'll revisit the logs and tweak some stuff. So many thanks to Alex. I'm going to go over in more detail the remote tuning process in the next episode, where I cover all the stuff with the second throttle body. But for now, it is fully tuned and ready to go. So let's not waffle anymore. Let's go. So the good thing about the supercharger is you can sort of drive it sedately. It sort of feels like a normal naturally aspirated engine, you know, almost like you've got a bigger engine under the hood. So for what I was after, which was a daily driver, it's pretty good. You know, you can cruise it around now that I've sorted out the noise, but let's not beat about the bush here. If you get on it, it absolutely rips. You can never get bored of that. Oh my God, 70 miles an hour there. I mean, it blows me away. You know, this project has been amazing. £4,000 all in, and you've got an absolute ripper of a car. And it pulls because it's a supercharger. You know, there's no lag, there's no nothing. As soon as you drop a gear and on it, it's pulling like crazy. Honestly, this car is fantastic. It's really woken the car up as he nearly hits me head on. You know, it's a great car. It handles great, but I fundamentally think that the one thing wrong with this car was it didn't have enough power to make use of this wonderful platform it was on, and now it just does. You can really chuck it around. You can get it loaded up on the suspension and power out of corners, and with the supercharger, you know, you're straight on the throttle and it's pulling out the corner. It's absolutely excellent. I'm so happy with this car. You know, this is what it was made for. B-road blasting, and I think I've accomplished everything I set out to do with this car. So we can go down the gears, come into here. It's spinning the inside wheels, you know, and we're coming up. Honestly, it needs a limited slip diff. I've got one to go in it because it will just fire up that inside wheel. But I mean, with a limited slip diff, I think that's going to make a lot of difference as well. I will stand by this fact that the limited slip diff was one of the greatest modifications that I did to the Capri. It really transformed it, so I assume it's going to do the same thing to this car when we get that in. I've also got I want to put a new clutch in it. I do not see, you know, I hear online people saying, oh, you must put an uprated clutch in it and things like this. This OEM clutch is having no problems dealing with this power. My problem with this clutch is, I mentioned in a previous episode, it judders really badly on the biting point. So when you're trying to do like backing up the drive or something, the car's juddering like hell. And I believe, like I said in a previous episode, that's all down to the friction material they were using in these generation MX5s. I think like the 2000s and the 2001s, something to do with that. So, and I've got a clutch. I'm just going to stick a standard OEM clutch in it, Exedi clutch, and while I'm doing that, I might as well pull the diff out of it, pull the gearbox out of it, and swap it all at once. And I've also got a stainless steel back box to go on it, second hand. I picked it up for 35 quid, so I can't really complain at that, because there is something going on in this box. I think the baffles are going or something, because when you've been thrashing it for a bit, you kind of get this weird like flapping noise from inside it. So I've got a stainless steel back box to go on it, I've got a limited slip diff to go on it, and I've not got it yet, but I'm going to get a new clutch to go on it, and I'll do that all at once. So that's what I've got planned coming up for this car. Right, I'm going to stop waffling for a minute, because coming up is one of my favourite little country roads, so we just enjoy the sights and sounds of a supercharged MX5 where it should be. 60-mile-an-hour zone, here we go. Bloody hell. Well, that's the speed limit. It's a weapon. It really is an absolute weapon. I was at Capri Club last night. I'm a member of Leeds Capri Club, and I was talking to Darren. I took this and I took him out for a ride in it, and he just said, it's just stupid. This car's just stupid, and I took that as a huge compliment. You know, if Darren says it's stupid, it's got to be good. Hello Darren, by the way. Right, so there you go. I hope everyone enjoyed it. I mean, second, obviously it's not going to compare to actually coming out and experiencing it for real, but I'm hoping I did a fairly decent job there at showing you what this thing's like now, because it's a lot of fun. I know, can't remember who commented on it. I'll put his name at the bottom of the screen, but he wants to know if the man math stacks up on this project. Does it stack up? Oh yes. Yes it does. I don't think, I keep saying it, don't I? But I don't think if you had £4,000 kicking around, you could do any better. Honestly, I don't think you could. So man math stacks up. That's all I've got to say.